I am here visiting with Susan Siggins. She and Winner's Form were our 1D winners in the second round of the Open competition at a Ruby Buckle event held in Salina, Utah. Susan, this horse has such a neat story. You mentioned before we hit record, he's just been a winner for you. He is placed almost everywhere you've taken him. So give us the backstory on how you came to own him.
This horse came from Chad Richard. We do some business. My husband does some business with him. Mm-hmm. And Ren, my husband sells rope horses, is a rope horse trainer and sells rope horses. And Ren has owned 2 or 3 of our horses that he's rodeoed on, had a lot of success with them. And actually the man that this horse is named after was one of our very good friends, Tommy. And he had died shortly before I got this horse from Chad. And Tommy and Chad were best friends. Mm-hmm. And so when I got this horse, I named him Tommy because I knew that Tommy was a winner and I knew that this colt would be a winner. So I named him after him.
I love that. That's a beautiful tribute. And he certainly has fulfilled that, lived up to his name and fulfilled that legacy. What was he like throughout his training process? You mentioned you bought him as a 3-year-old and is he 5 or 6 now?
He's 6 this year. He had, I got him, it seems like it was kind of late summer of his 3-year-old year. Mm-hmm. He had a little wreck in the pasture. So I had to give him 4 or 5 months off, about 4 months off. So it was actually better because I ended up training him more as a later 4-year-old. And then towards the end of his 4-year-old year, I could tell he was going to be, a great horse. I've had a bunch of the winner's versions and he just trained really well. And by the end of the year, he was just really coming on. And like I said, he placed at Buckeye was his first futurity and he placed there. And then the COVID hit and I went to Guthrie after that for the pink buckle and he placed in the go and the average there in Guthrie. And I ran him at some of the Utah futurities. He placed in every one of those, placed 1 goes. I've 1 goes on him. I've been reserve on him. And then he had another little weird injury and he was out for the rest of the year last year, which was probably good for him. That doesn't hurt him. And then since I've got him up this year, basically won or placed everywhere that I've run him. And like I said, I've started running him at some of our smaller circuit rodeos now too. And he's placing at those.
Amazing. So you probably weren't surprised when he went in and laid down a smoke and run in round 2.
No, I actually have probably more faith in that horse than maybe any horse I've ever rode in my life. I absolutely believe in him. I believe in his ability. And the first day he slipped with me a little bit, turning the 3rd barrel, and he hit it. He slipped and he hit it, or I think he would have placed in that go. And so I knew, how much faster he could be. And he went in there and he just smoked his first and he just come across the pin. He's so fast across the pin. And one of my very best friends is Jordan Bassett Kircher, and she's seen me ride so many of my horses my entire life, and I only ride race horses. And she's told me so that's the fastest horse you've ever rode. And when you say that about the horses that I've had, that means something.
Now, Susan, you guys make a living with horses. Your husband trains rope horses. You have trained barrel horses for many years. What do you look for in a top prospect like what you found in Winner's Form?
Speed, having an outstanding mind. I guess everybody wants that. Soundness would be great in my case. I had another really good winner's version filly that I won a lot on also. I've had several of them that I really like. I like those horses. Mm-hmm. I've done well with those.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Is there anything like conformationally that is maybe a deal breaker for you or any other factors like that?
Not really. I just believe that a great horse can overcome most of the time. So I've had, I ride a lot of really big horses. Tommy's probably one of my smaller horses. He's built more like a calf horse. And he's, exceptionally fast, and he's really, he's just so good. He's just an ass dragger, he really is. I mean, for for being a running horse like he is, he's just such an ass dragger. And like I said, he used to be kind of a squirrel, but now he's kind of come around and he's getting a lot more solid now. Doesn't squirrel out on me near as much as he used to.
Does your husband ever try to steal him and rope on him?
We don't commingle our horses. His horses are, they're just different than mine are. And I'm not saying he won't have some running bred horses, but mine are all running bred. Almost all of mine come off the track. And he just doesn't mess with it. I don't, he doesn't rope. I know a lot of people do that and they have great success. It'd probably help some of mine if he would rope off of them, but it's not happening with us. That's all I'm going to say.
You've given us the secret to a long and happy marriage. Don't share horses.
Yeah, stay away from each other's horses, and they're on a need to know only basis.
All right, we'll have to put that in print. That is too good. Well, Susan, thank you for your time, and thank you for coming to Ruby Buckle. Congratulations on a great round 2.
Great organization. We love it. I'll be back, and I'll be in Guthrie, and I think October.
Perfect. We're so happy to hear that. Look forward to watching you run.